our show, I'm going to be walking you through the life of a pollutant. Not just any pollutant, though. Parking lot pollutants. This can be wrappers, bottles, antifreeze, and any other car runoff that leaks into the parking lot. To help me with this, I'd like to welcome our first guest, Mike Seaman, head of the Department of Engineering for the state of Wisconsin. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Jake. Today we're going to be talking about parking lots, and parking lots are an immense part of our world. In America alone, parking lots cover roughly as much space as the state of Connecticut.
Wow, that's impressive, Mike. How does this affect our natural world?
Well, the water that is collected into a parking lot is never able to soak into the ground.
Okay, how does that happen? What happens after that?
Well, this impermeability, it lets the water collect and float into one single source.
What do you mean by a single source?
Well, let's take a walk, Jake. So, a single source meaning that all types of wrappers and car runoff, and even most importantly, silt, can flow towards a single source, as in a drain. So these drains comes in pretty much every parking lot, and the water just flows right down them and straight into our rivers, and therefore into our oceans.
So would this be an example of silt here, Mike?
Yes. So the water from everywhere around this parking lot flows right down, collects this silt, and it flows right into this drain, which causes the buildup in many of our streams.
So now we're going to find out why the water flows the way it does. We know that for millions of years, gravity has moved water. But for what reason? Why? Here with me today is Max Whittle, an expert geologist with the state of Wisconsin, who's going to explain to us what watersheds do.
Well, Jake, these watersheds were created by glaciers millions of years ago. These sheds direct water all over Wisconsin.
So what does this mean for water in the greater West Bend area, Max?
Well, Jake, this means that all the water here east goes into Lake Michigan and eventually into the Atlantic. And all the water here west flows into Mississippi and eventually to the Gulf.
So what does this mean in terms of pollutants here in West Bend?
That means all pollutants here eventually reach the oceans, if it's going to the Atlantic or through the Gulf.
Okay, so let's follow the watersheds down to the river and see where this water takes us. Eventually all water collected in parking lots empties into the Milwaukee River. I'm here today with Cal McCray, head of water development for the Washington County area. Cal, how you doing?
Great, how's your day going?
Pretty good. What are some of the issues with pollutants in the parking lots that affect the river?
Well, the pollutants in the parking lots that you saw today will end up in this river most likely, and possibly someday the ocean. But in some circumstances, the worst ones are the ones that are left behind.
So you're referring to like bottles and trash?
Yes and no. Trash does remain in the river, but the greatest threat to streams and rivers is silt.
Can you explain that for me a little bit?
An increase of silt can cause a decrease in turbidity, transparency, and eventually dissolved oxygen.
Which then eventually kills the river.
It does, like in the section of the river we're in today.
Now that you've seen the negative effects of parking lot pollution, let's discuss ways that you can prevent it. If you see trash or other garbage in the parking lot, pick it up and throw it away. Talk to your city council members about introducing silt traps and retention ponds to the stormwater drains. And inform others about the harmful effects on parking lot pollutants. Thanks again for joining me. I hope you know that you control the power to change the world. See ya.